Alright guys, hi, it's Duncan here. Listen, I wanted to make a quick video, and by the way, this is my first, just to kind of walk you through getting to that wall, I should say. I know the first couple of days I played the game was very frustrating. A lot of it had to do with not understanding how complex the game is, or even how the game mechanics work. And some of it was technology. I highly recommend, if this is something you guys really want to get into, go ahead and spend the $50 or so, buy the Thrustmaster HOTUS X joystick. It's definitely worth it. So I started the game. I'm in the Dutch play area, so hopefully anybody in the Sales 69 gaming community will be playing in the Dutch. And right here I'm just picking up some rares. I'm gonna head off to another station to fill up some more. So just kind of some quick things to take a look at it. This is pretty much any ship. This is the same thing you're going to see. Some of the surrounding parts of the ship will change, obviously, from ship to ship. But what I really wanted to give you guys an idea was how to make long distance jumps. So that was one of the things that I didn't quite understand. There weren't any tutorials telling me how to do this. So right here, I'm entering my destination. And so it's going to pan out. So obviously my destination is pretty far away. I can't jump there in a single jump. So what I do is I go ahead and lock in. So I select that location, and then I click the route maker. So what that's going to do is give me the fastest route. You guys, if you're in a Sidewinder, are probably going to have to do economical route, only because you're not going to have the jump range that I have here in this code run. So I go ahead and I'll come back to the surface here, we'll launch, and I'll start jumping. While I'm doing the jump, so I'm going to take you through the entire circuit to from where I'm at to where I'm going, which isn't a very long jump, but I think there's maybe 9 jumps involved. So any ship you have, you're going to have to do this. It doesn't look like the ship's going to fit. Trust me, it fits even if you go wonky and sideways. The best thing to do is make sure you have shields, so that way if you bounce off of anything, you're not going to hurt your ship. So I'll get out here a little bit until I can get my mass unlocked. If you can see there, right next to that radar, you've got the little circle that lets you line in with your jump point. So right now it's targeted to the first jump in that series to get me to my final destination. So the frame shift drive charges here. So if you're beginning and you're just trying to make a little bit of extra cash, the best thing I found in that Sidewinder is to go ahead and maybe do a few of the missions right around the sector that you're in. Don't jump too far away. You know, maybe do a little bit of commodities, but you're not going to make a lot of money with the commodities. You're going to make money taking jobs off of the notice board. Keep checking wherever you're at for the outfitters, and the first thing you want to do is go ahead and get a kill warrant scanner. What that's going to let you do is determine whether or not somebody has a warrant out for them. When you're in that Sidewinder, you're just starting out, it's not painful to die and have to restart. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to take on some credit as they loan you more money to repair your ship, which I wouldn't worry about it even if you max out that 500,000 that they give you. Once you get to us and we start dropping rares to you to sell, you pay that money back in maybe 2 or 3 hours, depending on how much we give to you. Anyways, so get the kill warrant scanner, jump out to a nav beacon, and just scan anything that comes through. When you find one, attack it. You can also find if there's, kind of spin around, look. If you see laser fire happening, go there and then just attack whoever is the wanted person. That's where you're going to make your tens of thousands of dollars in one shot. So make $10,000, go back, repair, come out, wait, find somebody else, go back, repair. You'll make your initial capital much quicker. Once you get out of that Sidewinder, though, it doesn't make sense to do that, especially in the Cobra. It's not necessarily as maneuverable. That Sidewinder kind of spins on a dime, and you'll make more money doing rare runs than you will, killing people. But so I think how many more jumps I've got left to get. But yeah, like I'm saying, if you're using a keyboard, you're probably going to suffer more. If you've got an Xbox controller, you're probably going to do a little bit better. I know a lot of them are. I had to go out and buy one. Don't buy a third-party controller. They are not the same internally as like an Xbox controller is, and the game will recognize them differently. So it'll auto-configure some of the Xbox controller functionality where a third-party Xbox style programmable controller, you're going to spend a whole lot more time pre-programming that thing to work. What I found with the Thrustmaster is I plugged it in, it recognized it, it was ready to go. I've done some modifications since then just because I like some of the features at the touch of a button where I can then go to the keyboard to work the rest of it. But I find with the Thrustmaster, I'm not touching the keyboard as much as I used to. So I think I've got maybe one or two more jumps here. So I think you guys pretty much get the idea. Plan your route. You may have to, with your Sidewinder, stop off at the stations and pick up fuel. Rummy showed me the fuel scoop that I've got now, so I don't have to go into a station to refuel. I can just circle a star for a bit, scoop some fuel there, and then back to jumping. So when I'm doing like a 190 light year jump, I will have to stop and spin a couple of stars. But for you guys to get wherever you are, to us, hopefully it won't take you that long. And there, look, final destination. So I'll get to show you some of how to fly in to a station as well. That was something that they didn't quite teach. Definitely do some of the tutorials. I did not do all of them myself. I did do the launching and docking, and I did do the basic combat. They will definitely help out. But I think that's why I was trying to show you this stuff. In any of the tutorials I've watched, no one really truly explained how to make that multiple jump, what to select, how to get there, sort of deal. Alright, so now I'm in the destination sector. I select the starport I want to go to, and then again, it'll show the starport there, a little hologram. I align with it, and just head on out to it. Definitely the, unlike Vega Conflict, this game, you definitely want to be driving towards the highest tech level you can get. There's no leveling like, there's reputation leveling, but there's no leveling like VC. It's not going to hurt you to get bigger, better things. It's actually, it's just going to help you. So the first things you want to get are, like I said, you want to get a better frame shift drive, you want to get a better power plant, and you want to get a better power distributor. The power distributor controls how your systems recharge, so systems, weapons, and engine. And you can see it there on the bottom right. You can change those pips so you can sway how much energy you want going to certain systems. So like when you're fighting, you want it to go to mostly weapons or the balance of engine and systems because you want to keep your shields up, obviously. Most of the times when I'm fighting, I drop engines all the way, balance more to weapons, and then the rest to systems. That way I keep my shields up. And if I get to the point where I'm getting my ass handed to me, I push everything into the engines and then run. So it's pretty easy, especially if you've got a controller or a joystick. I think on this approach, I did quite a bit better than I usually do. I hot dog these things all the way, so I come in at full speed and then I discovered a little bug that I'm not so sure works in reality, but it's kind of killing speed by doing loops. And so I'll come in fast on an object or a location, overshoot it by a little bit, and then just pull back and circle around hard. That'll slow me down and usually puts me right in the spot. So if you see on that bottom left there where it says distance and speed, it's a fine dance to make sure that you're going to hit that narrow band for distance while also being in that band for speed. That's going to allow you to disengage Super Cruise safely. If not, you can always double punch the Super Cruise button to drop out at any time. But what that'll do is it'll overheat your system, and it'll take longer for your frame shift drive to cool down. If you're executing good jumps and good disengages, then your frame shift drive will recharge pretty quick. And also, I've got a docking computer on this, so you guys will get to see how easy it is to dock when you have a computer running. Overall, I have to say that I am much happier playing this game than I was with Vega. It definitely looks like there's way more that you can do. There's way more interactivity. I've gone and landed on a few planets. I bought the whole big pack. So hopefully at some point I can get into doing some discovery, working on some planets. Really just... it's immense. So if you target the stations, and this is another thing. I don't know if you saw that the hologram changed colors from that blue to the red there. If you're locked into a station, it's blue. If you're targeting a station, it's red. The difference is when you target the station, I don't know if you can tell on the video, but there are little arrows on the station itself, and that points to the where the port is. The stations always spin on an axis, and the port is always on that axis. It's just which side of that cube is that port on. So when you actually target it, those arrows tell you which one it is. But like I said, this would be much smoother because the auto dock's in process. I think some of the fun parts about the game are all the 2001 Space Odyssey references that are in here. I don't know if you can hear the music now in this, but you hear a lot of that soundtrack throughout the game, which is a little fun and a little creepy at the same time. I half expect when I look around in the cockpit there to see the HAL 9000 red eyeball staring back at me. I think if they incorporated that voice, it'd probably be a bit freaky, but it'd be cool at the same time. Alright, well I hope this helped. Maybe that'll get you closer to understanding, and good luck.